The sun is shining. There goes the hooter as we go live. That is perfectly timed. The sun is shining beautifully here at the Joondalup Bowls Club as we join you for round 2 action of the Women's Fours as part of the Australian Championships, which in turn is part of the Nationals 2023. It's been a massive fortnight. This is the second last day, and it's Fours Day as myself, Clive Adams, join you. Peter Harris is back with me. How are you, mates?
I'm very well. It's good to be back.
Yes, and we should have another fantastic day of action for you. So I'll take you through all the round 1 scores very shortly, but as we get underway, first things first, it is a massive thank you to Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries here in Western Australia, Lottery West, and of course the City of Joondalup, where all of the action is taking place. Western Australia walking on a dream. And that is where we are, the City of Joondalup, where you can experience more in Joondalup town. And we have experienced plenty over the last fortnight. And I think some of the volunteers are breathing a sigh of relief. I do think that.
They are. It's been a long few weeks.
But what a fantastic couple of weeks it's been as we get underway here, and looks like a fairly nice opener here from Claire. Just going to trickle by. So it's Victoria versus the Northern Territory, which is the match we have for you here. So on the mat at the moment is Helen Marris, but she reliably tells me most people will know her as Wendy. So we'll go with Wendy. And she's using the pink GTRs. And for Victoria, we've got Claire Sanders. She's using the white and blue Henselite XGs. You'll see a blue tinge to the Victorian bowls, and using purple, but that bluer tinge. And for the NT, we've got a pink. We've got a Richmond colours. So that'll please our mate Val Febo, that he can watch some Richmond bowls come down. The white of Jill Tiller as the skipper, and Joan Garner using blue. So that's the only ones that might trip us up.
Yes, and I will get tripped.
So this is Mookie Muir, and she's using the Richmond coloured bowls.
After a very good shot from Claire, just trailing the jack a little bit.
And now Laureen Smith. So the full team's Wendy Marris, Mookie Muir, Joan Garner and Jill Tiller for the NT, and for Victoria, Claire Sanders, Laureen Smith, Anne Miles and Kylie Whitehead. Kirsty and Vincent both cheering on the VICs. Of course, they were silver medalists in the mixed pairs yesterday. Congratulations.
Expected maximum of 25 today with a light breeze.
And a minimum of about 5 at about 8:30 tonight, I'm guessing.
Well, it says 12.
It was cold last night. I checked the temperature. It said 18 feels like 18. And it does not. Whoever was the feels like guy got it wrong.
Yeah, he was inside with the fire.
I still don't know who does that. It feels like, Pete, it's 18. What does it feel like? Feels like 15. Okay, we'll go with that.
Don't you?
Yep.
Wet the finger, stick it out the window.
Yeah, what's that feel like?
Yeah. 25, so a very nice day. Blue skies, just a few clouds.
All right, well, Laureen has
taken the high line.
Yeah, the weight was good. It poked it out nice and deep, so... And I have spoken to the teams about keeping that centre line free for us. We know in fours that that's always a challenge. So if someone does wander into the line, they are playing the game, so it's going to happen occasionally.
A lot of bit of footwork, fancy footwork
Joan
there.
Just trickles through.
From Jill. Kicked the ball, put it back, and nearly got hit by the second one coming up. So the Victorian team have started really well. They'd be probably holding 4. Well, that one might have actually gone through. We're back to 3.
Yep. So the only bowl that's blue on the green that that doesn't belong to Victoria is this light blue coloured bowl coming down right now from Joan. As we
there it is.
See that one just drop across the front.
May have dropped him for second.
Plenty of experience in the Victorian team. Experience at the highest levels.
Yeah, there's a few titles there, isn't there?
Well, Kylie, of course, a world champion.
She's got a few herself.
And another great shot there, finds its way into the count. Oh, it did fall out, but I think that'll do to count. So 15 ends the journey here in the fours, 2.5 hour time limit, and any dead ends will be replayed. No respot in this format. Just pushing past with that one.
Got the line right, so all right enough.
At the end of this end, I'll take you through all of the round one results. Fair start here from Kylie Whitehead. Just needs it to settle, and it has.
So certain two, not sure about the third. It does look a bit narrow. That when the
I don't know, it's holding on.
Well, it is holding, but will it go at the end?
Well, certainly a nice save.
Quite.
Gets second shot for sure.
Yeah.
Kylie still with the opportunity to just get up there and nudge the jack round the corner to make a number. All of those bowls just waiting behind the jack are Victorian bowls. Might have to have a chat with Joan if she continues to stand there. So we'll see how we go. Now close. I don't know that did enough. It might have needed to fall in. We'll go to the tape. I expect. Might be a lot in that.
Go to the old rule, flat bowl always wins, if it's closer.
If it's closer. And we talked about that bowl having to fall in, and I think that is the case. So it is just one shot.
Flat bowl always wins.
One shot to Victoria, and that gets us scoring in the match. So let's have a look through the round one results. In section one of the women's draw, South Australia beat Queensland 15-11, and New South Wales beat the ACT 23-10. In section two, Victoria, who we see here, beat Tasmania 11-10, so they survived a thriller, and WA beat the NT 20 shots to 8. In the men's competition, section one, New South Wales winners 27-4 over the ACT, whilst WA and the ACT had a draw, 14 shots apiece. And in section two, men's fours, South Australia 19 over Vic 12, and Queensland 15 over Tasmania 8. So that who's who team of South Australia that we thought would always look quite interesting has started with a win.
Yes.
I think that they could be a
smoky,
a dangerous team.
Not even a smoky, because the name's in there.
Yeah, they're not a smoky.
Determines that they actually deserve some claps and support.
I think for both competitions, you probably install New South Wales as favourite in both. Men's team, Ben Twist, David Ferguson, Matt Peterson and Craig Donaldson, and the women's team, Karen Murphy, Ellen Ryan, Ellen Faulkner, Jamie Lee Worsnop. They probably deserve favouritism.
Yep. Time
but
will tell.
We play on the green, we don't play on paper, so it's not always the way. Another nice look here from Claire, just working down underneath her own and nestles in behind the jack. Beautifully played. No complaints if you're the skipper there and your lead lands couple there. We do have some Victorian support sitting alongside us.
Yeah, they're just up
Kylie's, some Kylie's family.
This one will need a seat, but it'll just slide on through.
You can see the intent there was to just make sure she wasn't short again, which is okay. Early in the match, just look to find that weight.
Well, it's no use making the same mistake every time. It's pretty hard to find if you don't give yourself something different for the second one.
Interesting, the scoreboard reads 2-0 to Victoria. I am certain that was only 1.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we might need to have a look at that, because I would say that might be an error on the score. Our scoreboard matches the scoreboard on the rink at the moment, but I think that might need looking at.
Down on the forehand. Just sliding on through. So Laureen again has got consistency going on very early. That's a really good shot.
She's a very good player. Been around at the top of, in these sorts of events for some time. Laureen does great work as an ITO as well.
Okay.
One of the top ITOs in the country.
Victoria holding 4 at the moment. This will be number 5. It's a really good 5. Just did drop in the hole there, which gives the NT ladies something to sit on now. They can play probably a little bit more confident. She's got to clear that front. She just got the finest of edges. So still 5. Pretty perfect. I think it probably counts and gets in a dangerous spot. So Joan just needs to lose a bit of the weight that she had. Well, there are plenty of holes to sit on. There are also plenty of holes, and she hasn't lost the weight. Will she find a hole? Will she find a bowl? Found a hole. Probably just push the last Victorian bowl out of the count. So on the crossover, 5 shots to Victoria. NT's closest bowl is that pink one at the front. again, it's got the track. Covers it up a bit, so a big bowl really early here for the NT. For those wondering why Clive is so quiet, I've never heard him so quiet for so long on stream. He's just checking on that scoreboard for us to make sure it was 1 and not 2. There's the NT slide underneath. Clearly not afraid to play weight, but they are 6 down, so will Kylie draw another one, or will she go to the back? I think she's going to the back. Probably not as far as what she would like to go, I don't think, because it doesn't count, but probably doesn't necessarily help either. I think Jill just asked whether she should draw. I think she got a yes. Certainly more controlled weight. Will she drop down onto the NT so the switch angles? It's a really good shot. It might have cut out 1 or 2. Just didn't quite get the inside angle. Inside angle she nearly would have come across. Would have been a chance for shot. Well, it'd only be 2. 2, so that's a big save from Jill Tiller from 6 down to 2 down. So the scoreboard has just been corrected, so now it'll be 3 to Victoria, and Northern Territory yet to get on the board. So there's only a light breeze, but what they are pushing into it coming this way, so it will be a little bit slower pushing into this breeze. As Claire pushes through, that's about 3 feet. If you want to guide between what it is in reality and what the pictures show you, it's about 3 feet this bowl is behind. As Clive works his way back in, everyone thought he had disappeared.
There we go, I'm back.
I know, there's panic stations in the world.
I'm just getting
no voice from Clive Adams for at least a 4-minute period.
Getting that scoreline sorted out. So where we are, it was only 1 on the first end as we expected. So it's now 3 shots to 0 after the 2 ends have been played. Had another little chat with the teams about just staying off that centre line for us as well. For some of the players, they are new to the streaming and they think they're standing off the line when they're out in the green. It feels like you are, but you're not.
Foot is actually on the line. Your body is half out of the line. But
yeah.
It's still encroaching. That's a nice shot from Wendy. Just 2 feet short. So that'll be the shot bowl. Just saying, that was a big bowl from Jill that last end. She was 6 down with that before that last bowl. Cut it down to 2.
Got it back to 2. Look, that means you score 4 with that bowl.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes that gets forgotten. In the disappointment of not getting shot, you can forget to say what a great job that is.
Yeah.
So Mookie now. Mookie Muir. With the Richmond-themed bowls. She was pretty proud to tell me they were Richmond bowls as well, so I think there's a bit of passion there as well.
Yeah, well, she's had not last couple, but she's had a good decade.
Yes.
So just out a bit high there, that won't come back. Still pretty good turn on this green, even pushing into that breeze. But not that far out. Mookie just sliding through the holes again.
James just saying, watching myself tonight as my dad passed on Monday, so not watching with me. He loved watching you guys stream. Well, it's sad news, James.
Certainly condolences, but
certainly. Yes, it's that's very sad to hear. So, well, I'm quite happy to dedicate this match to him, and hope you're doing okay.
That helps. No indication of whether that got in for shot or not, but it's one either way.
Val hasn't taken long to realise that there's some Richmond bowls to watch. And James, when I say I'm happy to dedicate, you know what I mean there as well. So, certainly thinking of you. We love our RINKSIDE family that extends all over the world. Febo, massive Richmond fan in himself, and has seen the Tigers bowls. It's funny how word gets around.
And just sliding through, I think, still the one shot to the NT after Joan was able to just touch that jack with her last bowl. Looking to lose 2 feet. Doesn't want another trail. It's not in her interest. Just going to slide under that pink bowl. So the Northern Territory are up on the crossover as the NT ladies just find their feet.
So if you have just joined us, Val may or may not have heard from me. Yeah, well, perhaps. If you have just joined us, the blue bowls belong to Victoria, other than the light blue. It's the lightest blue set, which belong to the NT. There is a white and blue, but that they are Victorian. Every other colour that you see out there is
I think we'll claim them as North Melbourne.
Well, we'll
That's
call
okay.
the purple. The purple we'll include as that bluey tinged bowl. So
around the back, but it won't drop in. So still one NT. Still on his forehand. Thought that it's hard to tell whether there was an opportunity on the back end. Might he just under that front blue?
just needs to work round. Found the Victorian bowl. I don't know whether that's... Oh, it has. It's pushed it in for shot. And that's where that flatter view that you get on our cameras can be a little misleading, because the pink bowl probably still looks like shot on screen, but that pink bowl is nearly half a metre short of the jack.
So Kylie just needs to lose 2 feet here. Her line was perfect. Line was pretty good again, I think, but she hasn't given it back, has she?
Well, I think she has. That bowl went about 3 or 4 rolls, and I'm I'm pretty sure that's gone in for shot. Well,
Joan didn't get a chance to look because Jill was
ready
facing
to
up
go.
and ready to go. So
Yep. She's missed her line slightly. The
Otherwise-
weight was great.
if it's 1 to NT, then, which it is, it might have been better to be on the other side. Just turn the pink over once.
Well, no harm done. 1 to NT, 3-1 the lead to Victoria after 3 ends. Good on you, James. Well, Wendy right in the zone here with her first. That's a great opener. Be very happy with that. Drops right in behind. And a toucher. Super start. Well, I did see Barry Orr inside the clubhouse, looking decidedly warmer than he was looking last night, Pete.
Or rugged up.
Yes, he was. He just had his head sticking out last night, and a very serious look on his face with with how cold he was. I tell you what, Wendy. Well, that's 2 fantastic bowls to get this end started. Probably rolled far enough that it hasn't created a target as well. Didn't want to sit necessarily right next to it.
Sliding by, but that's a pretty good angle for later on, possibly. That's pretty close to where that jack is going,
Yeah, the angle's good, that's for sure.
if it comes to that.
Now, Laureen's been pretty good in this match so far, so can she land something close to this and just perhaps widen the target a little bit? Looks like it's just going to carry past. So 4s action all day today, and then tomorrow singles to come to finish things off. I noticed a few of the singles players during the break getting the opportunity to get out there and have a bit of a practice. I noticed Jessie was out there, Jessie Cattell was out there, Cody Packer was out there. A few of the players out there just taking the opportunity to get a little bit of a roll on the greens. As unfortunately, Mookie has just run into the front there. No real harm done.
No. Although it's not theirs, it is still a little bit of protection even, because the angle of that bowl doesn't make it necessarily dangerous at the moment.
As we speak of Cody, he's there in the left-hand corner of your screen there, Cody Packer. Cody and Haley there.
Yeah, they'll be watching the girls' 4s, our WA 4s from the Manning Club. Mostly, apart from Lisa Smith, is Perth and Tattersalls.
Of course, a bit of a family connection in there as well.
Yeah, Caitlin.
So Ann Miles now looks to be going to the forehand side.
Yeah.
That'll be the narrower hand.
That's fairly straight.
Well, as I said, it was a narrow hand. It came ripping back. The wind is sort of straight up and down, isn't it?
Nearly straight up and down, so wouldn't be a lot in it. Certainly on the first day on this green that we were live streaming, that hand drew into the wind even when the breeze was against it.
It did.
Didn't mind coming back a bit.
And that was on this very rink, so perhaps expect to look for that.
Well, weight is interesting here.
A little edge. Probably hitting that might have been better than getting through the jack, I think.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted the squeeze. So, but another one in that corner pocket if it comes to that.
This is nicely set up for Anne. Just to reach up there with almost whatever weight comes out. Just reach up there and try and sit that bowl out or move jack. Quite a high line.
She's a high line for the weight that she's got.
Gee, it was ripping back though. Well, that probably tells us that the breeze is a bit fluky. It's right now it feels like it is a little bit easterly, but it's probably predominantly southerly at the moment, isn't it? Straight up and down.
Depending on what flag you look at.
Yeah.
Flags closer to the clubhouse are certainly across the green, maybe slightly where that should be the narrow hand, but if you look in the centre ones, it's more straight. So Jewel, again, she's just got that little bit of weight, so...
Yeah, so it is Helen Marris, but Helen informed me at the start of the match that most people will know her as Wendy. So I can only go on the information I have from the person themselves.
She wants to be called Wendy. We're going to call her Wendy.
It does sound like there is a story behind it.
It has to be.
Yeah. And I think it's Chris Buckholtz, who is a WA boy originally, that called her Wendy about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's stuck. So he's got it wrong, basically, but now everyone knows her as Wendy.
It's one of those ones.
She said, not many people will know me as Helen.
Perfect weight from Kylie there. So Jill needs to lose that little bit of weight. She doesn't want to be jamming this jack because it's going to a place where she doesn't want it to be. Does not want the edge of that jack. Nice leave.
Oh, didn't really leave.
No, didn't leave. Left the jack. But
well, both skippers have been fairly kind to the opposition so far.
Very friendly. She has stopped that trail, if that's one positive on it.
But she's now one down.
But that's not all positive. Kylie, oh, she's trying to add another. She's very close, not just slide underneath. The weight was perfect.
So it'll be one more to Victoria, we believe. A little unlucky there for Jill. And it is a 4-1 lead to Victoria after 4 ends have been played. We are playing 15. And that's all provided we get under the 2.5 hour time limit. Dead ends are dead, so if anything does get killed, we will replay those ends. No respots involved.
Were there any timeouts yesterday in the pairs? 'Cause 2x2, that's the most likely
Not
one.
that I'm aware of. There were certainly matches that made it to the time limit.
Yep, nothing.
I'm not sure that any ends were lost.
A bit longer than they played last time, coming this way. Matt right back this time.
Yeah, the NT's got a couple of little name changes because Helen said to me, no one will know me as Helen, it's Wendy. And even more so, no one knows Isobel as Isobel Muir. She said it's definitely Mookie.
Just lost the weight there. Hopefully just for the one end. Clear. 6 foot through, 4 foot short.
Well, perhaps the line we see there, the line issues, and a little bit of the weight, sometimes into a breeze, it can just depend on where the wind hits your bowl. If it's already started turning, suddenly what you thought might have been the narrow hand suddenly becomes very much a turning hand.
Yeah, as soon as you get underneath it and just...
This is a nice effort here from Laureen. Well, that is a great shot. We've certainly seen the players, and the breeze certainly isn't massive at the moment, but we've certainly seen the players over the 2 weeks be presented with some conditions that they are not so used to.
No. Good coastal WA conditions.
Yes. The Richmond bowl's just getting caught out on the wing there.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, Laureen missed the weight with her second. She'll be a little bit disappointed with that after doing so well with her first. Would have seen a nice opportunity to land another next to it. The other match in this section is WA and Tasmania. WA leading that 12-4 after 4
You
ends.
say that's quicker scores going on there.
Mm.
Average of 4 an end.
Yes, that is well and truly up. We saw a couple of matches with the run rate at about 3, but a 4 run rate is certainly going some. When you compare what we've had 5 shots scored in this match in 4 ends.
Just hasn't quite got the weight. Got the line pretty good. So they're all still around the 4 to 5 feet short, pushing into this breeze. Just catching a few of the ladies out because it is a bit longer than they played last time. So well, the line's good, but it's going to run a fair way here. Will it stop? Not sure. Still a lot of room for all players to get at least second.
Mark Rummerman pointing out that it sounds like fairly normal conditions for Blow Morris.
Blow Morris.
Of course, Joondalup Club used to be called Blow Morris.
Joan.
What a shot.
Great shot.
Brilliantly played. And that is the blue bowl that is not Victorian in this match. Yes, the Joondalup club's been somewhat of an enigma with its names because it's been known as Marris and now Joondalup. It's actually situated in Oluka.
Yeah, it's a confused little part of the world.
But it is all part of the city of Joondalup. And of course, we thank them for their partnership in bringing us this event. Experience more, absolutely, in Joondalup town. Plenty of shopping options, some beautiful beaches. I mean, this stunning complex that just looks amazing with cricket next door and
nice little golf course just up the road.
Absolutely, there is.
It's not that little.
Look at that. There's the view over the back. Beautifully manicured cricket oval.
Kylie looking for that shot ball, but well underneath. So that's a sighter.
Well, she's caught an edge and stayed on at the back of the rink as well, so it could be useful for later. They're just checking whether the Richmond bowl has gone out of bounds. Certainly wasn't on the full, but that makes no difference in our game.
Don't ask the boundary umpire. Yep, no, it is out.
In this case, it goes on the bank rather than being thrown back in. All right, I'm done with those. Okay,
listeners, if you're tired of them,
I'm done with those.
Just wait, comment.
Yeah. Well, Kylie's pinched the line again there, so drops away. So the chance for NT to score again here.
Jill definitely gets on with it quickly. She doesn't muck around.
Just going to crash into the front. Don't think that's going to make any difference to anything. So it will be one courtesy of that great shot from Joan Garner. And the gap narrows back to 2 shots. It's a 4-2 lead to Victoria after 5. We will have another match coming up for you at approximately 3 p.m. Western Standard Time. That'll be a men's fours outing. And that is New South Wales versus ACT, round 3 men's fours action. Twist versus Merton. And then, of course, we'll have the women's fours final for you tonight from 6:15 p.m. Just remember those times do change a little bit at times, so make sure you stay on the ball and don't miss any of the action throughout the day and into the night. Quite the late finish last night, Pete. I think it was 10 to 9 when we finished here. So it's 10 to midnight if you're in daylight savings areas.
Yeah.
In the eastern states.
Very nice start from Wendy, and a pretty good reply here too from Claire Sanders, just falling in behind. Second shot, I think that is.
Oh, it's 2 great bowls, that's for sure. We were treated to a bit of a tactical masterclass a little bit last night from Claire Turley and Lindsay Clark. Obviously decided that long ends were their go and made it very hard for their South Australian opponents playing ditch to ditch and international size greens. As what a shot here from whether it's Helen or Wendy, it makes no difference to that. That is a great shot. Swooping in from a wideish line. And a decent reply again here. What's Claire done here? Well, it's just trickled past, but fantastic bowls.
Perfectly positioned. So sticking on the backhand, looked like there might have been a bit of an opportunity to be playing forehand.
And looking for a little trail,
Good
perhaps.
shot. Take pretty special bowl to get inside the pinks. I don't think she's going to get shot around the pinks. Even falling off her own bowl, might look like it in the camera, but I don't think it'll get down enough. This is a better shot.
Well, that's a great effort from Mookie. Didn't get the crash. It probably would have made it nearly right to the line and fallen in front. Would have been a handy place.
So now they've changed hands.
That has forced the change, yeah. Well, we've seen that looks like about the line. That one hasn't really got back. Now, that could be a little bit to do with the weight.
Yeah, got back nearly to the line at the end.
We saw Anne's bowl perhaps hooking a little bit more viciously than that on the previous end in this direction. So we'll see. Perhaps I think Anne's going to be forced to play the same hand. So we'll see whether there is a difference there. Sometimes it's the difference in the bowls as well.
So Joan's also changed. Which again is a little surprising. I know she's going for cover. And that's the backers, so that won't go astray.
Those bowls have landed in a handy position for us because it's just pushed Jill a little bit wider on the line. Because she had found a home a little bit close to that centre line for us. So that's...
I had to take a step back. So if this one is very close, how much of the bowl or the
very
jack?
well played.
Bit of both.
A great shot.
It's a great shot.
Experience shining through of Anne Miles, who's very much a very highly regarded player. Okay, so backhand through their own bowls, land the shot bowl, trail the jack, sort of type shot maybe. Did look like it was mainly draw weight that Jill was asking for there.
She's indicated if you get underneath you can just draw shot there, but there's clearly not going to be enough weight to get her own pink bowl up if that's the main objective. So I think she's certainly got more than that. So we'll see it on the other angle.
Well, jack down the line.
Isn't good.
No, that's really put it to quite an awkward spot to get to, and that is currently 5 to... Yeah, it would be 5 to Victoria at the moment. So that's going to be some work now to do.
It's just a huge change in 2 bowls, isn't it? NT looked in a very good, strong position, and then suddenly, 2 bowls later, they're 5 down.
This is going to come swooping back round here.
Make that 6.
Great shot. And if there was a draw line round there, well, that's just made that a little bit trickier.
Yes. It's really the same draw line. If you get to the back of that bowl, at least you're probably maybe 2 down.
Well, there's no line in on the backhand, is there? So it has to be forehand.
If you're playing backhand, you're playing with really solid weight with a bit of hope.
Well, this is going to take a good bowl from Jill just to cut this down.
The danger of coming under the front bowl there, the Richmond bowl, you could actually just scoot through the hole the way
and
we know
rip away.
It can turn.
Yeah.
So, bit of work to do here.
Thank you, Mick. Nice feedback there from Mick. Saying we're doing a great job. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, it does appear on that line to have some weight behind it.
It certainly does.
So needs to find some landing. And edge is no good. Unlucky, but no good. Does Kylie think about just throwing one around the back here? Or does she go in for a 7th?
I'd probably go for my 7th and dare the NT to go for the bare jack, if that's what they want to play, knowing I've got last bowl, of course.
It looks like that's the decision. She needs to negotiate the front, which she has.
Yeah, I would think if you want to go for that bare jack, go for it.
And that is currently 7 shots to Victoria. And there is no easy way out.
No, she's going to take a really good bowl here, and she needs to be around the front. Otherwise she's relying on a little bit of luck.
It's on its way.
Oh, got a lot of weight on this.
This is going to pass right through, so we have an unusual circumstance here where this is, I believe, this will be a draw for 8. Kylie just needs to negotiate the Richmond bowl in front.
Ooh, she's definitely done that. Has she got the weight to get it back?
Is it going to come ripping home? It's trying.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, the measure may come out to check it. Either way, it's going to be a big collect for Victoria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already removed. Assume that back one's in.
Yeah, that's
so that's the 7 removed. Has Kylie made it with the 8th? From our angle, it does not appear so.
No, clearly not from our angle.
Anne's going for the tape.
Is she going to make Kylie feel better just by trying to get it in? Or just... Yeah, she is. It doesn't look possible. It could be 3 bowls that beat it. This is one of them.
Well, let's find out.
No, yeah, this is one of them.
That beats it.
I think the other 2 might beat it as well. Smile.
So it is going to be 7 shots to Victoria, and Kylie is going to have to live with being out of the count.
That'll get told later on.
There's some discussion going on there, but I'm sure 7 is the signal.
It is. Little sheepish smiles all around.
11-2, the lead to Victoria after 6 ends. There it is on the scoreboard. It'll be on our scoreboard on the screen very shortly, as the scoreboard attendant will update that for us. And there it is. Gary Dillon suggesting Richmond might have had 9th shot.
Yeah, no, that would have worked 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So again, they've gone a little bit longer still into the breeze. And that's a pretty good start from Claire Sanders.
Well, that was a 7, Pete. I know of one of our local clubs that does have an award for the player that is out of the count when a 7 is collected.
Right. What club's that?
Mount Lawley Bowling Club has an award named after the great man Russell Wolfe.
Yep. Okay.
Russell Wolfe left us a couple of years ago, and the Wolfie was inaugurated, and that is miss out on an 8 badge. Well, you know, Wolfie for being the one that missed out on the 8th. So
great ABC personality.
Yeah, absolutely, a great personality all round.
Perth ABC personality. A lot of breakfast radio.
So if Kylie ever visits Mount Lawley, maybe they'll have a Wolfie award waiting for her.
Just lost a line there.
Or if, I'll tell you what, if anyone from Mount Lawley's watching and they can get a Wolfie award over to us,
We'll present it.
we will.
Yeah. let you do that. I'll stand behind. Pretty sure she'll take it in the spirit.
I think so.
Kylie, as intended. Certainly seems like it's easier going with the breeze than against it, which is not unusual. A bit more consistency.
Yeah, the up and down the green breeze is the hardest one to handle. There's no doubt about it. It does happen occasionally. I mean, we often, most of the time, talk about the westerly breeze in WA because that's the one that comes straight off the ocean. But you do get some instances where you've got that up and down breeze, and it is a challenge. When you consider this is quite a long end as well.
It is.
We're international size greens here, so
greens.
That's almost tee to tee on a standard size green.
2 metres short of the tee is ditch to ditch on a lot of greens. Just hold up enough. His line's pretty good. Has she dropped all the weight that she needed to drop?
Pretty close to the jack. Wow.
Really hooked once it started.
Didn't it? Whew.
Went crazy. Possibly counts. Still plenty of room here for Joan. Just to get a settler after you've dropped a number. You don't want to back it up by losing 2 or 3 in the next end as well. Hasn't got the run on this one. About 6 feet on her last will give her shot. Has she got it? She bypasses one. Just if she got past that, may well have been shot, but probably still 3 down by getting them to the back of it.
I'm getting more messages to say the lead's name's Helen. We know the lead's name's Helen.
Yes.
All right, but she told me to call her Wendy.
Yes.
What can I do?
Obviously not as many people know her as Wendy
As
as
she
she
thinks.
thought.
No, exactly.
So she's right, she's incorrect.
Either that or she set me up beautifully.
Well, now that would be cold. Nice shot there from Kylie, number 1. Can Jill rescue the situation?
Doesn't look bad. How's the run? I think she's pretty good. She's very good.
Very
Well
good.
played.
That is number one. That's much needed.
Just a nice finish on this green at the moment.
So 4 seconds. Will Kylie look to remove the bowl on the the backhand between the front two? There is a passage to the bowl there. The last two she tried, she did cut the line. She might have done the same thing again. Just not quite getting it high enough to start.
Yeah, just not trusting that is a bending hand, and it could be something to do with feeling the breeze. It could just be a missed line, but sometimes you just don't quite trust it.
No.
You have to convince yourself to get out a bit deeper.
The line's good again, but has added. So, but a really good save there. Really important for NT. Back on the board.
Yep, another score for them. They get their third one of the match, and it's 11-3 in favour of Victoria, largely due to that 7 on the previous end.
So Helen to lead us away.
Yes.
Just needs to run it out. It's not too bad. 2 feet. Again, really nice angle. Just going to run through a little bit. Certainly found it going this way.
Yes, she's dropped a couple of those pink bowls have been close to the jack a fair bit in this direction, haven't they?
They have. I know they dropped 7 last end, but
It wasn't her fault.
when she finished, she had 2 within a foot and a half.
Yes.
So
Well, nice wide line here, but looks like Mookie has missed the weight. Gee, the line's good. So something to work with for her next one.
good line here too. Just got to turn and stop. Just going to run through, I think. I think the front pink is still the shot. It's probably the one to the NT with that front pink one.
Now, is Mookie stuck with that nice line? It's not bad.
Yeah, it just needs to sit on something, I think.
Overdone the weight correction.
So has the weight been dropped off this one? I think it's definitely better. This will be number 1. Just Going to try and get out the back door, but I think it's still number 1. I'm calling it.
As you called it, it took off.
Kylie doesn't like putting the fingers up or down.
No, an awful lot of indications.
Isn't the difference with skippers? Some do it all the time, too much.
Yeah.
Even when there's only 2 bowls there. And some don't do it very much at all. Whatever you like.
Hopefully Jill will just take a step back off that line for us. Apparently not.
Might be thinking about it.
Nightcliff Bowls Club. Look at that, as we look into the eye of the tiger there. Dun, dun,
There you go.
dun.
She knew she had to move. She was just waiting for the bowl to come. Don't you get us copyrighted.
Yeah. Wasn't that good, was it?
Well, first couple of bars aren't that hard. So has Joan got the line? Just need a bit of both. So that one definitely doesn't count. That's a nice line.
Yeah, well, we can be reassured it's going to be ripping back late. Here it comes.
Just run through, so...
Well, we're not sure, are we?
No, we're not. It's the pink or the blue. Pink or the dark blue.
Hmm.
It clearly looks like the pink on the screen, but it's a bit closer than that. Yeah, Mitch, I'm not sure that helps us. But can you split screen it?
I don't know. A split screen view doesn't always help in the cricket either.
No.
From what I've seen during the World Cup. Now, what's this one doing? Is it getting to the pink bowl? Not quite. Not quite enough to turn it.
Not quite. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to use that little bump that it shuffled enough to get shot.
Yeah, okay.
That's my get out clause just there.
Big shout out to Mitch, actually. He's doing a fantastic job again. He's done a great job over the last couple of weeks.
Long days.
Bringing you all these wonderful pictures. They even covered roadside incidents yesterday.
This is number 1. So definitely shot to the Victorian team now. Might get a side job hobby as a police cameraman.
Well, this is hanging on.
It's trying, isn't it? Just sneaking past.
What a shot.
That
Brilliant
is a great
bowl.
shot there.
Jill Tiller grabs it back for the NT. The edge factor.
The smiley face.
Well, the edge factor not known for the hook, that's for
No,
sure. They
no,
are
it isn't.
quite a tight bowl, and we
They
saw
are.
it right there.
Kylie's got decent weight here. Has she?
It'll
It's
come
not gonna
ripping
get
back,
down.
but it's not going to be in time.
Too late.
It'll get all the way back to the line. Look at this. There it is. The line was perfect. But 1 it is. The NT score for their 4th time in the match. All been singles. Whereas Victoria have had a couple of multiples. A 2 and a big 7 if you've just joined us. 11-4 the lead now to Victoria after 8 ends have been played. Pete, have you got an angle to that W? Oh, there we have.
16-7 to WA over Tasmania.
Yep, that's after 8 ends. That's the other match in this, which is Section 2 of the women's fours. Well, Helen Marris with a very nice starter here.
Giving up on Wendy?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to use both. Look, Wendy's clearly a nickname.
Pretty good response too.
I think we've realised that Wendy is clearly a nickname,
yes.
and born out of someone getting a name wrong.
Yes.
So we might stick with Helen for the rest of it, and I'll have a chat with Helen after the game. Let her know. Not that many people know her as Wendy.
Yeah, we did. So we broke it up into halves. Another good shot too. 2 bowls in the head.
Very friendly fly at the moment.
Just one.
If
we shove him down towards Mitch, it might be better.
That's the way. Fair effort here.
Another good shot.
That is very nicely played. Claire Sanders, little nudge of the jack. Sits right alongside. So Laureen now looking to take advantage of that good work from Claire.
Yeah, slide her on her own. One turn of the shot bowl.
Tell you what, she's done a bad job with this.
But jack down the line wouldn't hurt either.
Gets right down and falls in front.
Oh,
that's brilliantly played. Brilliantly played. Changes all the angles. Mind seeing a bit of attack here from the NT team. Get up there and open things up a little bit.
So, will have to be done eventually.
Well, there's a little save available here. There it is.
Oh.
And Mookie gets to the front of the jack.
And sticks right on it, so it's harder to get clean now.
Nothing wrong with Laureen trying to just play down to this and just pop it out. Tell you what, just on the outside of it. So Jill asking to try and get something just in behind. That is going to be tough. Just got to just miss the shot bowl and tuck in behind to a nice home. That's been the call.
That's a tightish line.
The weight was actually spot on.
It was perfect.
Yeah. Well, I'm tipping Anne won't be far away with this. She's a very good skipper in her own right, so she knows these shots. I am tipping she's going to be mighty close here. That's her look.
And pushed her own through that hole.
I just think with 2 bowls at this, she's going to be very close with the next.
Joan is
Which is slightly wider, but it's still wanting to come
Slightly
under.
wider is not good.
No. Just drops under again. And slightly wider was putting it into the danger zone.
Yeah. So expect a similar weight here. Can then just narrow it up just a little bit. So it's not much. Still out there. So it's another one waiting through that gap if the jack gets through there.
Issue for Anne there is she added weight. So she actually corrected both. She knew she had to be down a tighter line, but in doing so gave it a bit more of a push.
And actually might be easier now for Kylie to play that backhand, actually trying to get the jack to that spot. It might be a bit easier than what they're playing on the forehand. But it really comes to what she's feeling.
Well, Jill gets first crack to put something in there. I'm guessing she'll be trying to do the same as what she was calling and just try and get in behind. Yeah, so she just sent one right round the back here. Not the worst thing to do at all. In fact, if it keeps bending, well, that'll have Kylie thinking about what she plays now, because the jack looks like it gets right through there.
Yep. At least it'll keep her weight in check.
Well,
which is the harder shot always, the less weight.
Get this wrong and it's 3 to the NT if the jack finds its way back towards that last bowl.
Gets it right. It's 4 to Victoria. She's going to stick with the forehand, which can still do the same job.
Which is more about moving the bowl than moving the jack.
Yep. She just going to slide. Didn't really have the weight maybe to get it up and over. Would have been tight to get it up and over.
Ooh, that is very much a tighter line.
Yeah, and also dropped the weight as well, so no dangers. Byplay there with the skippers.
Yeah, Kylie and Jill having a little laugh. Pretty sure Jill probably wasn't real happy with that bowl and made it known.
He was, you're going to have to do it yourself this time. I can't help you.
She's in the zone. How much weight?
Will it get up and over?
Oh,
got up and just touched the jack closer to the
I think it's still one.
Richmond bowl.
On our angle, it's still one to the Richmond bowl, yes, and that is another one. And look, the NT are right in this. 11-5 to Victoria. NT won 4 of the last 5 ends here.
Yeah.
Only trouble is,
They'd like a multiple.
the end they lost was big.
Yes. Takes a few ends to get that back, especially if you're doing it in ones. So a nice little multiple just to get to the 7-8 mark here. It'll be game on. Same length they've been playing all game. Neither side has varied from this mid to 3/4, more the mid size. It just needs to hang on here. Not about a metre past. Sanders, a really good reply.
Oh, nice correction there
Very
from
good.
Helen as well.
And the skip, Jill, did say, "Come on, Helen." Just want to point that
Jill
out.
doesn't even know her as Wendy. I mean,
I'm just knowing what I just heard. Come on, Helen. Didn't hear come on, Wendy. So on the forehand. You're just going to, can it hold? Weight's pretty good.
of course, we must remember that the NT team wouldn't play on grass real often.
No grass up there, is
still
there?
be
anymore?
a little
Is
bit
there?
of grass up there, but
Might be
certainly
one somewhere, but it's
yeah,
not.
most of the greens, the vast majority of the greens are synthetic.
It wobbled a bit, but it's going to end up in a similar spot, I think. As she kept the weight because the line looks better. Yep, we've got a thumbs up. I'm not sure what a thumbs up means because. So we'll go with a measure at the moment.
Well, I think a thumbs up generally means someone's happy with the bowl, Pete. I think
I
that's
know
all
that.
we need to draw from that.
Thanks. But is it shot? It's close. There's a bit of weight on this one. What's it going to sit? A jack, a hole, half a jack.
Well, half the jack it was, and straight to the pink bowl of the NT. It's not a terrible setup for them actually at the moment with where that bowl of Joan has gone. It's not in a bad angle if the jack gets squeezed.
Definitely.
Tell you what, just going to get down because if it does, wow, that's a great effort. That just got underneath the blue. That was near on perfect from Ant.
It's going to slide around there. A lot of move.
Anne looking in the area again, but she's kept the nice weight, but just dropped underneath. That's just, with that last one not quite getting down, felt the need to just narrow the line slightly and just overdid it. So one to the NT again. Well, they've won the last three ends. They've scored ones on each of those ends. And 4 of the last 5, but they just haven't been able to get any multiples going to put any sort of dent in this scoreline. Still 6-shot lead to Victoria with just a 6 to play. So now Jill to try and draw another one here, or at least get another one around the place, because it might be that Kylie chooses to go on the attack here. I think this is another one of those shots, Pete, that we've talked about throughout the couple of weeks, that sometimes you can try and finesse this, when in these conditions it's sometimes a bit easier just to go flat out and get rid of the bowl.
Yep.
No, Kylie's got that shot in her kit bag. Just continued to play just the arriving type shot. Misses on the outside. And 3 seconds. There is a chance all 4 of those bowls could go with weight, I will say that.
That'd be terribly unlucky.
Well, it's just trying to hold up underneath.
It is.
It's got the gap. And I thought there might have been some consideration to more weight here. It doesn't look like it. There's been no discussion, so you'd assume it's going to be a similar type shot.
Pink certainly goes out clean.
The difficulty here is not to overcorrect.
It's close. Just not... I just can't get the angle. Not far away, but
No,
far enough.
They're having a pretty good look. Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, you wouldn't get anything away from Laureen. Laureen looking after the headers. Anne's just stepped away from the rink for a second. So Laureen, with one of the best eyes going around, is not going to give anything away, I can tell you. Does a fantastic job as one of the ITOs, as we mentioned earlier. But that's 4 ones in a row to the NT. They still trail by 5. There's 5 ends to go, Pete. So if they keep scoring ones,
it's a draw.
Going to make it a pretty close game. Reality is, though, they're well and truly in this match. If they can get a multiple...
Yeah, they just need that one multiple just to get them close enough.
6 of the 10 ends have gone to the NT. It's just the 2 multiple scores that have gone to Victoria, and that's the reason for the lead. So both leads with the opposite type weight to correct. Helen looking for a little bit more on this one. Well, has she found a little bit more? Not really.
No, she had very little bit more.
Well, this is an opportunity for Claire now to make a correction. Drop about 5 feet on her first. And be first to the jack. Well, if it's got the run, it's very close. Well, that's still 2.5 feet short of jack, so still room here for Mookie to make her mark. Okay, that one was accidental. All right.
It's terrible, that's what it was.
That one was accidental. With those Richmond bowls.
Not sure Lorraine's got enough of anything. So still plenty of room.
This is the direction where we've seen the players probably struggle the most to really nail it.
Just a little bit shorter than they've been playing, Sue, so you've got the drop off weight and the not drop off enough weight. As the breeze still blows, bit of a chill in that breeze too. Keeping the temperatures down.
Yeah, well, it'll be cooler later, we can guarantee of that.
It's a good shot here. It's just got a bit of jack. He's going to slide away from it, but
Certainly the best so far.
still a very good shot. It's about 2 feet jack high.
Well, this isn't bad either, I tell you.
Joan got here.
This will run all the way. That's a really good shot. Well played from Joan Garner. NT just hanging around here. They're just working their way back in, scoring ones. Of course, it takes one in to destroy all that work, and I guess that happened earlier with the 7 to Victoria. WA leading over Tasmania in the other match in this section. It's about a 10-shot lead. I think it might be 18-7, might be an 11-shot lead. That one not quite going to have the journey for Ant. Does sort of get into that line that Joan was playing. It did get round, so
Called it around.
seems unlikely, but that's where the last one came from. So trust the line, get out there again. She might have been a little bit too trusting.
Yes.
Got down a little bit too deep, but still not a bad home behind the head. Just wonder whether there's a thought of looking to land this bowl out of there at the moment.
They're coming underneath their last bowl, and that has to be the thought, because probably won't hold with just draw weight.
Well, that's definitely an aggressive line.
Yeah, it's not overly aggressive weight.
And no real meaningful connection there, so I think initially Jill needs to just try and drop another one. She only has to really get round the front bowl, and she's going to count.
Or even underneath it, just
Yeah.
passing it's enough. She doesn't have to get to the jack.
Get another one in there, because otherwise I think Kylie might be tempted to just be chasing that bowl a little bit. I think it still has to be that controlled weight, because it doesn't look like there's really a direct line to the bowl. A big run up the middle there probably is, but
She hasn't shown a desire to use that
not
today.
really, no.
Has had a couple of opportunities. This is another one to the back, so jack movement's probably no good for her either. So not big jack movement.
Well, you can see the dilemma. The two of them up there having a chat about what's possible here. And there is a little gap there on the backhand. If she wanted to swoop up through there, the line would be about right. As we've seen, it still turns there. So backhand through that gap could work if she wants to stay away, perhaps stay a little bit further away from the jack.
Yep. Otherwise it's a metre or so on the forehand.
Looks like backhand.
So, yeah, a bit of worrying about where that jack would go.
Well, you can see the intent, and now has something
that
at the
one.
back.
Yeah,
So
that's back now, so
well, nobody else on the green can play this line.
no. Don't
Where's the jack going?
Yeah, where is it? Oh, well, that's gone perfect.
That will be a couple.
2 and quite well hidden.
Could it be the first multiple of the game for the NT?
There is a turn on the backhand on their own blue bowl, slide underneath it. But she's not. Oh, he's not out there. She's going to need some luck from there.
It's going to drop away, I think. Yep, there it goes. So that's going to be 2 on the board to the NT, I believe. Yep, 2 it is. They're close to just 3 shots behind now, and they've won 5 ends in a row.
Yeah, Victorian team are getting a little bit frustrated.
A little bit nervous.
Yeah. Not too nervous right now, but 8-11.
Well, Victoria only won their first game by 1.
Okay.
And WA beat this NT combination by 12. So there has to be some concern for Victoria saying, well, we really would like to get the next couple of ends and just push the margin out a bit further, especially seeing that WA is doing a bit of a number on Tasmania at the moment.
I suppose as long as they win this game and WA win, then shots up may not be a problem. They just have to win.
Yeah, true. Yep.
So the only issue would be if they drew. But they have to win this game first because NT are pushing them hard. WA does now lead that game 20-7 over Tasmania after 10 ends.
And Helen Marris has done it again. Great shot. They've been quite consistent in this direction in particular. Everybody's had their trouble going back the other way into the wind. But down breeze a little. Helen's handled this very well. It won't surprise me to see her land another one close here. Feeds it out there again.
She's got to wait to come around the back.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that as a set from your leader. Probably would have liked that to be a foot or 2 closer, but one on and that one behind the jack for protection. Never a bad thing.
It's a pretty good response here from Claire Sanders. Just got to get down a bit more. Nice second.
So Pete, if you're Victoria at the moment, 5 ends in a row, are you feeling like you need to do anything different?
I might be thinking I might need to get a bit more aggressive. They've had opportunities to sit bowls out and played that really hard weight and haven't had a lot of success at it at all. Been close, but not the success. So if the opportunity arose where that one bowl is sitting there again, I might, as long as it's safe enough,
Just be a bit more aggressive.
At it.
Yep. We've seen players across the week, across the fortnight, opt that way. I mean, Lee Schreiner stands out as someone that opted that way in the Champion of Champions singles. We noticed a very different game plan from 2 different games of his that we streamed. Yeah.
That doesn't mean you go silly at it. If you haven't got the shot, you haven't got the shot to play. And Lee has that shot in our arsenal. But so does Kylie.
Mick Asking was one of the first people to try live streaming at Broadbeach a few years ago. I think it was the Australian Championships. Well, my first commentary was the 2000 and...
Turning it over. That's a really good shot from Laureen. That'll make a shot. So don't need to be aggressive if you have the shots.
2018 Australian Open, I think, was my first commentary in this sort of format. Before that, of course, we had Aidan Davis with the gimbal, walking from
around.
end to end.
Didn't quite work as planned.
It's amazing how far the streaming quality and coverage has come. I mean, we get so much bowls on the TV, on Facebook, on
different
YouTube,
avenues,
you know, through all the different operators that do it, and they all do, you know, they all do it slightly their own way and with their own tweaks, and it's just fantastic that we've got the opportunity to see our sport showcased in so many different ways. And reality is there's nearly always something to watch, and if there isn't, well, you can catch up by watching events that have already occurred that maybe you didn't get to see live. I think the big one for me, Pete, is so often you had to just look at scores and you just had to assume how a game had played. Well, okay, there's the score lines. Obviously so-and-so played better than so-and-so, which is not always the case. You know, whereas if you watch it happen, so much more entertaining, and you just get so much more information about what's going on.
So Joan now looking to turn that bowl over, but it will run away. Wait, it was pretty good for it.
We've got one more day of action here at the Australian Championships. That'll wrap up the Nationals 2023, and then it's just going to be a few weeks' time before the BPL hits our screens once
back.
more. A week's worth of entertainment right there. Just not getting back for Anne. Tried to.
Third shot.
Well, importantly for Victoria, they hold shot as they change here.
Certainly a shot on for Jill, depending on which way. She can turn the bowl pretty cleanly if she wants to be backhand, but turn it onto the jack forehand if she wants to play that side.
Well, forehand protects the pink bowl a little bit more, doesn't it? Well, I'm not sure there's a real difference in terms of line. It seems like both hands are turning.
Yep. Sticking with the forehand, so turning that bowl over. Be a bit wide for hers.
Kylie just looking to work past the front. Just looks like it's just lacking some weight.
Maybe a nuisance.
Hmm.
Makes it difficult on that hand now.
It's got to be backhand now. With careful weight.
Yeah. It's
Overdo this, flick the pink bowl out, and that would be disaster.
has got more weight than she had last time.
Oh, is she under that purple?
Oh.
I think she might be fortunate she didn't get under the purple. I think that pink bowl was in some real danger then.
So expect the Victorian team will get her back on the board. She's just looking to beat the pink. 3 feet on her last.
That's just going to carry past. So, importantly for Victoria, they do score one, courtesy of Laureen Smith's their bowl in the second position. And they just extend back out to a 4-shot lead with 3 ends to play. 12 shots to 8, the scoreline after 12.
They haven't had the jack for a while, so there is a mid-pitch conference going on.
Yes. Just working out how they want to finish things off here over these last 3 ends.
I think the wave of arms might have been, will go a bit longer than what we have been. But I have been fooled before.
Well, it's a big decision to make in this direction, because this is the direction that most of the players have struggled to nail it.
Yep. And ditch to ditch against the breeze on this huge green is a long way.
It certainly is. And it looks like what we're going to see.
Kylie's standing indicates.
First task is to get the jack there.
Yes.
And that was where I was most impressed. I was really impressed with Claire Turley's rolling of the jack last night. It's one thing to have a game plan and say we're going to play long ends. It's another to continually execute it.
Oh, it's going quick, isn't it?
Oh, I think she's done pretty well.
You reckon it's going to stop? Oh, that's perfect.
Just pulls up right on the edge.
So this is 40 metre green, so this is a long way. 36 metres.
And the thing I was impressed with Claire is, and we talked about this last night, I talked about it with Troy on the stream, is that Claire's used to the tift greens where the jack rolls a lot further. When you roll a jack, it seems to roll forever over on those very extremely smooth, particularly Gold Coast greens. Slightly coarser greens here in WA just because of the types of grass. So that jack roll's different. It doesn't seem to continue to roll as much here. Well, I don't know who wins that challenge. Claire went in the ditch, and Helen's about 2 metres short, maybe a little bit more.
Helen's holding one. She wins. I'm not sure she's going to stay a winner.
Right.
But at the moment, as it comes past us, it does look a lot better. This is a pretty good shot. Is it going to finish off?
Well, that is very handy for the length of end.
That's not too bad. Unable to improve too much.
Well, this is a case on an end like this into a breeze. This is a case of adjust what you're willing to clap, because if you can get within a metre, you're pretty handy on this length.
Interesting choice of hand. The pink bowl sitting out here.
I think. Yeah, she negotiated those, no trouble.
Maybe she'd like the guide, but the actual line looks really close to that pink bowl.
Nevertheless, it's 2 at the moment. See what Mookie can come up with here. Well, it's still rolling, but needs to push a bit further, and it's just crashed. So far you'd have to say the Victorian tactic has worked.
Definitely.
This is definitely out to a wider line for Laureen. It's got caught out there, I think, with a bit of breeze on it. I'll just say now it's very easy to watch this and say, well, gee, surely you can get closer than that. This is not easy.
No.
That jack, I can guarantee you, looks very small when you're that far away from it. Up the other end on a big green. As Mookie has overdone that and will just drop in the ditch.
See if Ann Miles continues with that backhand or swings back to the forehand.
As we continue to pan back and get a view virtually directly over Anne's shoulder.
So she's gone the forehand, so clear that was just personal choice. No set plan in that.
Well, really, Pete, when you're that far away, the bowls are a long way away, you feel like you might be able to just, if you aim to hit it, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's a fair effort. Just needs it to hang on late now.
Well, does count.
Just didn't get that one out sweet. Just wobbled its way out to a wider line and it's got stuck there. And that's the challenge on such a long end. You're giving it a push. Still got to stay true to your delivery and get it out of the hand clean, because as soon as it wobbles a bit out of the hand, you perhaps lose a metre or two's weight right there.
It's like most sports. Once you start losing your shape, whether you're hitting a golf ball or tennis,
Cricket ball.
or cricket ball,
Just doesn't quite work,
no,
does it?
No, it's all about timing.
I'm not sure Anne was a fan of this, but it's not bad.
Might have the jack.
Well, she certainly made the first one look good.
Yes.
It's your foot, yep. Just parked next to it.
Yeah, it must look awful from up there now with those bowls really on that line. Especially her own last one. It looks.
There's the view.
That looks huge right now, that last one. From Joan. She's got to work her way around that, trust that it's going to come back.
I think she might have switched hands.
I agree, she has. She's still got to work around something and trust it's going to get back.
Yes. Well, if this gets a clear run,
Might cut the couple out.
well, that was a very good effort.
Holds
Weight's perfect.
one down, maybe? Probably. Definitely looking at that.
I wonder whether Jill's having a look to see whether she can see that bowl. There is a shot there on the forehand to chase up there and try and move it out of there.
So we know her bowls are a little bit tighter than everyone else's, so angles do change for her. Of course, Kylie's going to have first shot at it, so the NT girls will need to move.
Whoops.
Someone hold on to that pole, did they?
Yes.
Camera got a bit of a shake.
I think we've come up all right.
Yes. Woke Mitch up anyway.
Yes. Our cameras are poised on. Our cameras are poised on some poles at the back of the rink, so
How easy to grab onto.
it's a pretty natural thing. It's a natural thing. Yeah.
It's going to put a little spark in them.
Well, is there a way through here? Little slide, and that will run down for. Oh, I thought it was going to be shot, but it's actually fallen out against the bias.
Again as well, so.
Still one to Victoria.
Kylie definitely with a wider line.
Don't know about the pace.
No, weight's just not there. Line is perfect. Well, will Jill look for that shot well? If she can see it, of course.
We've got a couple of seconds, so it's worth having a look for. Could argue it's easier than trying to draw the shot. get a view of the weight. I think it's only draw weight. How's this looking?
Well, it's not. It's going very
It's
well.
looking very, very good.
That's a really good
That
shot.
will do for one shot. And the NT just keep themselves in the match with that.
That just highlighted how tighter her bowls are than everyone else's.
Yes, absolutely.
No one else is holding that line.
So 12-9, the scoreline to Victoria. 2 ends to play in this one. Don't forget we will have another fours match coming for you, the men's fours in the next round. That will be at 3 o'clock. And we'll bring it home tonight with a 6:15 scheduled start for the women's fours final. Right here at Joondalup. Big thank you to Tourism Western Australia. Walking on a dream in Western Australia. And the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. Lottery West. And where we are located is right here in the city of Joondalup. Plenty to experience. Beautiful coastlines, shopping complexes aplenty. So much to experience, and we thank the city of Joondalup.
Nice start there, clear.
I did notice Wendy Flack here earlier, Pete, of course, supporting Peter Flack in the fours. Those two at Sorrento, and we're loath to single or double
Double them out.
to double them out. But what a shot here!
Oh, great
Have a look
shot.
at that. But what a job
Yes.
they did, and
Coordination job.
Warwick as well with their amazing volunteer brigade. The 3 clubs, Warwick, Sorrento and Joondalup, have done an amazing job over the last fortnight and in the lead up. Really haven't left any stone unturned. They've showcased their clubs in wonderful style. They've been great people. They've gone out of their way to make sure everyone has a wonderful experience. These events don't come to Western Australia very often, and they've been treated with the honour that they deserve. Nice home there for Mookie.
Yeah, with 2 ends to play, I think the Northern Territory would be okay, but 2 or 3 just to put them right on the edge would be better.
Brett Herbert watching along. Good on you, mate. And I can tell you that he's got a clear interest in the South Australian match, and it's a 10-9 lead to Queensland over South Australia next door at the moment after 13 ends in the men's fours. So that one coming down to the wire. And we know that South Australia and Queensland both won their first round encounters, Pete. So that's an important
Really
result.
important.
Just passing through the gap. Just a little bit of speed on there. Excuse me.
Bit of weight on this one, so I might just send it around the outside.
Well, it's certainly been a challenge for the teams. The breeze hasn't made things easy.
No.
The best head setups we've seen have been in this direction with the breeze, which is generally the way.
Yes, generally it's not heavy breeze, but so there are, when it's heavy you've got a few excuses. But it's enough that But it does push if bowls through a bit more. It does hold them out or make them turn if it gets on the wrong side of your bowl. These situations, you've got to trust your line. Whatever the line is what you got to stick to. Don't start chasing it. So it's all on the weight from there because the line's pretty good.
It's pretty close too. Great effort. Just caught the edge of the shot bowl. I think there might be some chalk left on that bowl. Well, what's Joan done here? Doesn't want to turn that out. Well, there might be one down.
Yeah, I don't know.
She may have got unlucky. She may have made two, but she may have also got very unlucky.
Yeah.
21-10 to WA over Tasmania in the other game in this section. It's with two ends to play. So WA putting their step forward, but it does look like it might be a WA-Victoria clash for Spiders.
Great shot here.
And was passed right through. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Well, Kylie can't believe it. She's looked up and just gone, wow.
Turned the pink ball over just in time.
Absolutely. Yes, if that ball had been
Made the
sitting
hole.
down, that would have landed it perfectly. Well, we don't really have an indication as to who's got shot here.
No.
And it's
Mum's the word.
fairly important. Jan asking how New South Wales went in the first round. In the women's competition, they won 23-10. The men's competition, they won 27-4. So a good morning for New South Wales. Of course, you can check out all those results by going to the Bowls Link portal, the results portal, which you can get to by going up into the description of our feed here and just clicking on that, and you can have a look at all those first round results. There's also a live scoring page there that you can use.
So still well and truly around that last bolt. Won't be in the way. Kylie, we're looking to get her own up and over.
Very close.
Sit off the blue bowl.
This is
Either
a
one.
really well played shot.
And drop.
Falls
That's got to
in.
be shot.
That is perfect from Kylie.
One finger goes up, so they certainly were down before that. So a little trail down the line here from Jill will make things very interesting. It's quite a straight line here. And I
Well,
think
she's
it's-
hunting, but not quite with enough venom.
Weight would have been actually very well.
Yeah, yep.
The jack 2 feet was probably 3 or 4. So as long as Kylie keeps it cool, doesn't go overboard, still just get that bowl up and over. We'll give her another one. Not a
It'll
lot
be a
of
handy
danger.
buffer going into the final end.
Yes.
Looks like she's been a little bit careful with it. So, one will be removed. Is there a second there?
Not according to that point. Oop, they're both pointed.
Anne wants to take a look.
I think she might have said, I don't have much chance here, but I'll still have a look.
Well,
And one it is.
just the one. Yep. So, 4 shots to lead to Victoria as we enter the final end of this match. 13-9 the scoreline. As I mentioned, it's a 21-10 lead to WA, so it does look like it's going to be a round 3, essentially a round 3 playoff between WA and Victoria for a spot in tonight's gold medal match. And Well, in that circumstance, it'll be the loser of that match that will play for bronze as well. So this jack is going to be too short. That has not even made the mark, so that will be sent back. A couple of little chuckles and a slight pause before that jack got sent back, but that would have been a good 2 metres short, I think. So I've made some notes on this match, Pete, and my first note is go and have a chat with Helen and let her know that not many people know her as Wendy.
No, she's under a different illusion than the rest of us.
And the second note I've made is for James. James, we hope you've enjoyed this match, and we do think of you and your family at this time. Nice start there from Claire.
Very nice start when you're 4 in front going to the last end. It's always good to take the pressure off everyone else. Yeah, it's going to run out, but pretty good. Probably prefer to be that distance behind, but still pretty good.
Patrick's back. Good on you, Patrick. Watching from Bavaria in Germany. The current time's 8:05 a.m, so the whole day ahead.
Perfect. Right through the hole, so Mookie probably needs to reach here, just slightly past.
Queensland's taken that 14th end next door, Pete. 11-9.
11-9 last end.
That's the men's fours. That's against South Australia, so a big last end coming up there. As we mentioned, both of them had 7-shot wins in their first game.
Okay. So the other game in that section, Victoria, Tasmania, 19-17 to Victoria, last end. So it's also a close one.
Things interesting, isn't it? Right now the NT are chasing 4. But need to get another one around the place here, so Mookie will be looking to just correct that weight and get another bowl in the zone. Needs some contact. Okay. And that'll do.
Gives them a shot and keeps her in the head as well, so still chances.
Look, if ever there was a chance to get a 4, it's probably playing in this direction where most of the players have struggled to absolutely nail it. So if things go your way, you can still find a score here. Patrick letting us know the weather in Bavaria is cold and rainy.
Well, it's a great day to stay inside them.
The exact opposite to here at the moment. It is very comfortable here and beautiful blue skies Most of those clouds you spoke of earlier, Pete, have gone. There's just a couple of little, sort of hazy little clouds.
Or even smoke. There's a fire down south, I think. So, still shot and 2/3. So
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful blue sky down amongst the trees that align the road next to us and surround the cricket field. Also alongside us.
sliding past. Well, there's two and still got 2/4. So Ann Miles does need another bowl in there. What's she done?
Well,
Side of the pink.
what's she doing off that bowl? Well, it's certainly closed it down a little bit, but it'll still, we believe, be 2.
And opportunities here still with that pink bowls of the NT just sliding behind the jack there.
What do you think, Pete? Is it a little slide off that purple bowl just down to it now, or, well, I was about to say, or the forehand?
They're looking forehand. Certainly Jewel would be able to come under their forehand, whether Joan can hold it up enough, but I suppose she's only got to get to the inside of that last bowl, inside of the purple, which is she can do on that hand. It's not too far away, is she?
Not far away at all. How
That
far are
right.
these bowls going? Well, it's at least 2.
There's 2 and a chance. So Kylie Whitehead still has a little bit of work to do.
Certainly does.
Whether she takes the opportunity, she could on that backhand
Just rake up there a
rake
little
up
bit.
there with some weight. You don't want to lose it, but you'd think if you're getting the inside of the purple, then you're getting that jack.
Yeah, there's one bad angle. It's about
Yeah.
a 60, sort of a 60-degree angle on the purple, pops
Yeah.
it through the hole, and her bowl would roll out. That would be the one bad angle.
We're talking about a couple of metres here, so you'd think if she got that angle, she'd be sticking.
Well, it does look like that's what she's playing, but she's been tight with these on this hand. She's found that hand hard to grab. Didn't have a lot of weight on that.
No, probably need a little bit more just to make it a little bit easier on herself.
Well, I thought Jill might have been playing a similar shot, but she's sticking with the forehand. That's going to be
Too wide for
about to
her.
say it's going to be too wide for her, but maybe there's a chance to just
Gonna
slide
say
round.
Another one past.
Well, that bowl's worth heaps.
So yeah, she has
That
options.
one purple bowl there is worth a lot of shots. For
Purple
the
needs to
NT.
move, or the jack needs to move. One of the two for the Northern Territory. Can Kylie put a spanner in the works?
Well, she's hunted out wider here.
Also got more weight. She just didn't quite get either right.
Well, the NT needs to look for the bowl. It's as simple as that.
She's got 2. Hopefully they've pre-discussed this.
She's still on the forehand.
You'd think that they're trying to get the jack afoot. She got around that. She was actually really close, but
She was, yeah.
that was a hard shot.
Okay, well that is going to bring us to a close. Victoria are going to win this match. It is 2 to the NT, so a 13-11 victory to Victoria. WA will win the other match of this section, so it's going to come down to WA and Victoria for who are playing in the finals tonight.
Victoria
in
won that
this
boys game as well. So
section.
21-17 over Tasmania.
Okay, and that and the last
Game
end
over.
between Queensland and South Australia is still playing out. So we will leave you there, though. It is currently just after 10 past 2 here in WA. We'll be back around 3 o'clock, so just make sure you like the Bowls Australia Facebook page and you have your notifications turned on, and you won't miss any of the action from the beautiful Joondalup Bowls Club. How beautiful is that view? Pete, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to Mitch for all those wonderful pictures, including what you see right there. We'll see you back here in around about 3/4 of an hour from now, right here at the Joondalup Bowls Club.